Welcome in to Get Real with Bubba and Sarah, where we cover everything that humans go through. Family trauma, relationships, self-help advice, and Sarah's book club are just a few things that you'll get here. Enjoy the show. Welcome into a very exciting episode. It's Get Real with Bubba and Sarah.
Hey!
What up, girl? I feel like I just saw you.
I know. You did just see me. That was a few days ago, right?
What a wonderful weekend, dude.
It was a good weekend. Thanks
best.
for the invitation.
No, thank you for all the work that you did there. I know you didn't have a ton to do kind of day of, but God, all the videos coming out are just great. I'm really enjoying, just seeing the highlights as you're coming out and realizing, your addition to what we're doing, right? Like nobody can do those short social media stuff like you do, and you do them very well. So I'm very appreciative. Sorry, I got to put myself on the top screen. Otherwise, I'm not staring at the camera. I want to be looking.
Yeah.
So.
No, I definitely, that's what I'm really good at is if I'm at an event, I really don't like sitting still ever. And so I love taking pictures. I love doing videos. I love getting up close and personal while people are singing or doing their thing. And then later going home and just seeing what I have and making all kinds of stuff out of it.
Well, and that's what kind of triggered me off. I know I sent you a text that said so, but it's like, man, these are really valuable for musicians and our artists that are around me, right? Like, obviously they're valuable to businesses and stuff as well, but like, they don't get content. Like all of us musicians and artists are looking for stuff just like that. So I think we're going to blow up your client list with some more people to get on board with this, because they already have the content on their phones, right? Like they have the stuff already probably on their phone to make these videos. They just don't have those editing skills to not just make it, but to make it entertaining, right? Like,
but think about while you were up on stage this weekend with the artists, maybe nobody was videoing at all whatsoever. Everybody, you're busy. You're not taking videos of yourself. And that's what I'm doing is I'm taking 1-minute videos, 30-second videos, minute and a half videos of just chopped up everything. And then I go home and I can make so much with it. It's just that it's time consuming. And then it is my job. So it does come down to the fact of if people want it, I can give it. I can come to your shows. I can do all kinds of stuff. I can make all kinds of fun videos, but it takes time and energy, which takes a little bit of money.
Yeah. Do you spend more time editing or posting? Do you feel like you spend a lot of time just posting it all and kind of, because that's what
editing.
I feel like is editing takes a long time, right?
Yes, because your thought process. So I can make a very short video like today, the one that I made with all the musicians together. That one probably doing editing, posting, all of that stuff. And that's not recording. Okay. That probably took me an hour. But I also was at the event for 4 hours, taking the videos, stuff like that. But I can also do a lot of editing where I've done a video that's taken me 10 hours before of editing just for a minute and a half.
Right.
So it all just comes down to how deep I want it to be.
Well, and it got me thinking about, you spend 4 hours coming to the event and rolling all this tape, or you can spend 10 minutes going to the cold river and jumping in and, the event itself, right? The event of getting in the cold plunge. We were literally parked there for less than 10 minutes, probably total.
30 seconds in the water.
30 seconds in the water.
Yep. And it's a liked video. That video already was seen by a lot of people, a lot of comments. You just don't know with videos how they're going to be. You can put so much time and energy into something, and then you can put 5 minutes into something and that thing blows up.
So the moral of the story is just record short bits of everything. You don't have to have your phone on record all the time, but grab 15 seconds here, grab 15 seconds there, grab these little bits. And then because me, I don't even think about it because I don't have any use for that. I'm not going to go back and spend hours of my life editing this thing down, and I don't even know how to make it interesting. Like that's what's nice about working with you is now I'm starting to see life through the Sarah Does lens, right? I'm starting to, okay, cool. Well, we just need a little bit of this, me walking into the hotel and just seeing you at the checkout desk, right?
Yes.
Or just little things like that are so key. And I think what we're trying to accomplish now is to train our other artists and people around us, business owners, the same way. Like you can be making your content, and then it makes Sarah's job a lot easier to just edit that and make you something beautiful. I know that you like to be
At a
behind the camera
cheaper
and everything too.
price.
Exactly. Well,
Yes.
that's a way to get to a little bit better number for people because your time in person, that's expensive, right? Like you could
Hmm.
be at home doing four or five other things and working with clients. So to have these kind of different avenues, yeah, it's something that I want to explore because I got all this stuff on my phone. I have so much content on here that it's like, man, I could have a million of these really fun reels that are out there and working for us, but I'm never going to put the time into it. I would much rather pay Sarah, $50 an hour or whatever it is to make my
Yeah.
stuff look good. And I think a lot of other people, and especially musicians, that's why I kind of go to that route. And I know you've focused mainly in your business with your business on business to business, but it's kind of the same thing with us musicians. Like a lot of us are already sitting with the stuff on our phones from, oh, well, you got to record this and you got to do this and this, but then not having really any idea what to do with it
The only
afterwards.
thing is that I am going to say the type of work that I do is mostly from my phone. Everything, and I love it that way. I'm cool with that. That's how I taught myself how to edit stuff. I taught myself all of that. And so if somebody wants to send me a 2 hour video of their live show, that's going to cause me some issues
Right.
because then
Well,
I
and
need the gear for the computer, all that
right.
stuff.
Well,
It's a lot
it's
more time and energy.
dude, they're massive files. Like I have everything
Yeah.
imaginable. I have all the programs and all the things, but I don't have a ton of storage space. So I'm accepting these raw files and it's freaking 65 gigabytes and I'm like, what
Yeah.
do I do with that? And then my computer's bogged down with them. So yeah, I think there's a training process that we're going to go through with some people around it in our world, but in my world especially to like, hey, start shooting content in this way, and then I have an outlet for you to get this
Like
produced into something
short
really cool.
snippets. Yes, like all
Right.
the videos that I take are under a minute and a half. And I'm so every time I'm at something, I am just shooting 10 seconds, 5 seconds, 20 seconds, just like you did of me at the hotel. Those clips like that, people can send those to me. And then I can take all of those clips and turn them into something freaking amazing. Because nobody wants to see usually 2 hours of a live show.
No,
They're not
they
going to
don't
sit through
even
it.
want
They're
to
going to
watch
fast forward it.
two
They don't
minutes
want
of
to watch
it.
this. They
Yeah.
don't even want to watch this. They want to skip through. They want something short, sweet. Their attention span is very
Right.
short. And so that's how I do really well with. So yeah, if somebody wanted to take their own content and then send it to me in these little tiny snippets of videos, I turn it into something at a cheaper price rather than me going and gathering the content.
So would it be, I'm trying to think, I'm like, we're doing this in real time. So enjoy the show, guys. What we're saying is kind of you have videos already. Make your own little best of clips, right? Take that 3-minute song and just give us the best 15 seconds of that video and then move to the next one and give us the best 15 seconds of that one. And then
Yeah.
Sarah can take all of these, you have 10, 15 second videos. Now you can take that and turn that into one 30-second reel that has some, gravitas to it that hopefully people will actually watch.
Oh yeah, I can do all that stuff. But I do love the content creation. So if you do want to put the extra money into it and you want to sit back and you don't want to have to do anything and invite me to your show and me do all the content creating, because I love that because I am the artist when it comes to that. I know what I'm doing. I know which angles to get, all of these things that other people don't think about. And yes, it is shot with a phone, but that's okay. It's not going to be this super, super high quality, but it is high quality iPhone and it's good enough. I can tell you
Well,
that.
And that's what we all are aware that like the camera that I have in my hand is better than any digital camera that came out in the 2010s,
Yeah.
right? Like it's way better. The technology is there. You have a high powered camera, but what people don't have are high powered editing skills and then
Mhm.
the muscle memory of editing it and knowing that. We should make a webinar where you go through the angles and different things of how you like to shoot videos, and let's
Yeah.
just train. Let's just train our people that are already in the community how to get it to this point so that we can cash a few checks for Sarah putting together the finished product and putting it out some really high quality content. You do it very well, Sarah. I've been blown
Thanks.
away. It's
Thank
the
you.
first time I've really got to see what what you really do in every facet, right? We got to hang out all weekend and kind of just, I mean, we're just shooting our lives. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All those things were what we were going to do, whether the cameras were on or not.
Well, that's the thing is that I don't think people understand is a lot of people do a lot of planning and organizing and so such as the cold plunge that you and I did this weekend. Um, I could have said, okay, I'm going to get this all on video. You know, I need to do this, I need to do that, blah, blah, all this organization. And then it's not even fun anymore. You know, instead, I got there and I said, hey, by the way, I'm going to take a live video, but I also need you to set up your video because then I'm going to take that and then I'm going to edit that, blah, 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 blah. It took literally 1 minute for both of us to set up our phone. We hopped in the water for 30 seconds. You had no idea what I was going to do with that. And then I went home, edited that video, which I loved doing. I had that done probably, well, I was making it with you.
Yeah.
You were here on you came over and you're like, "Are you editing a video right now?" And I'm like, "Yeah, because that's what I'm working. Sorry, I like to work." And it came out, it was really freaking good. And so just and I do teach classes, just so you know. I teach people can pay me for a social media consultation. So I can teach you how to better your social media. I can teach you how to do Facebook live streams because people think, oh, that's so easy. You just hit the live button. No, it's not so easy. I mean, I have done 500 plus of these videos. And so I kind of know what I'm doing. And then the short form reels and video content, I've been doing so many of those that I love to teach that stuff. So you want to do one on one with me? We want to do something on here where people can come in and pay for the Zoom. You know, I don't know even how
Yeah.
to do that
Yeah. Well,
yet,
and
but
that's what
where
I was
people pay
thinking.
for a class.
Right. A webinar. Just do your
Yes.
pitch
Hmm.
on Zoom and we'll record it. And then we have, something else to offer to our community that saves you
Yeah.
time, right? Because you don't have to go and do these, consultations one on one with people. You just be like,
Yeah.
well, here, start here. This is the starter pack. You're going to get this webinar. You need to study this like your life depends on it, and then start here. And then we can start, simplifying our own lives. Cause I realized, especially this weekend, that like we both do it all and not just at work. We do it all at home,
Hmm.
came over and, we still have kids. We're still, I'm going to leave from this and go figure out what's for dinner. The same, well, probably not tonight for you. You're already gussied up for the evening, it looks like, but
Because it's
um,
New Year's Eve,
that is,
sparkles
well,
on. Yeah.
and what a joy for us to share this last day of the year a little bit and to share this time at the end of the year and this beautiful time of family and rebirth and I was just so thrilled. I mean, this last weekend is what I want to do with the rest of my life, right? Figuring out how to do the most good. How do we show up and just be ourselves for a weekend, raise a shitload of money for people who need it, and then to see ya, have a great time, and
But
we'll
then
catch you guys in 6 months.
also have to have your own. I mean, we also have our families. So we're trying, me and you are kind of the same type of person and we want to help everybody and we want to do everything. And I see that in you. But then you also have to take care of your own family and pay your own bills.
Right.
And so
Well,
we
and
have to figure that out somehow.
that's why with this new network that I'm a part of, they have a lot of people that have already developed their own webinars and things like that.
Mhm.
So they're really adept at like, this is how it kind of should go. And these are the tools you can use, right? And a little bit of a playbook. And that's why I'm thinking about there's so much stuff that, I mean, I have the same conversation all the time, right? I'm constantly telling people the same thing. It's like, man, if I just put this on tape, I could just direct you to this. We'll go to episode 4, and pick it up there, and then you can go and find all this information that I'm trying to feed you. And
Yeah.
so I'm finding ways that we can be more efficient so that we can do all the family stuff that is obviously the most important to us, but then we can also be doing the things like we did this weekend. I mean, the charity show, that's it. That's my ticket. Like, just put that on repeat, me getting to talk to my friends, having my friends out there working and filming it and creating content and doing all of those. Like, that's all I want to do. We got a great team around us. Let's put that on repeat for a little while and see what becomes of that. And yeah, so finding ways that I can save myself time and I can save you time on the back end and maybe generate a little bit more revenue with it as well. You know, that's why I'm writing a book. That's why I'm writing the
Yep.
book and learning
Yeah,
about
that's
speaking
awesome.
engagements and different things. And yeah, it's all about building the scene, right? I mean,
Yep.
what am I knowledgeable about? What am I living right now? So I try to wake up every day now and write, 500 to 1,000 words and just keep cranking it out, right? Just keep going and making steady progress, and eventually that project is going to be done and it's going to be ready to go. And then, there's a lot of money in speaking engagements, Sarah, and either one of us could get up and deliver a message for a half hour, 45 minutes with some visual aids and just run. What are you
We could
shuffling?
do that. I'm keep talking. I'm gonna get you an Oracle card.
Oh, nice. I love this. Live
Oh
readings
yeah,
too.
because I was thinking about this book and my Oracle cards. Oh, here it is. My Oracle cards were sitting right next to me. And the reason why this is actually a good card for you, right? When you're talking about your book and all these things that you want to do, because you've already been telling me about them lately. I figured let's pick you a card, and this is a great one for you. It's a powerful move. So that's telling you that the book is a powerful move and you should go in that right. That is the right direction to go in. Everything that you are doing right now is super powerful. Is that I'm actually getting chills even talking about it. The key opening up the sphere of I don't even greatness. I don't even know what that is. And there's a chess piece and you're making the moves and you're making powerful moves right now. So good
Nice.
job.
Well, thank you for pulling that card or that card being where it needed to be. I definitely feel that, right? And I kind of told all my family. I mean, this was a great weekend for me. I got to go see all my bonus moms. My mom lives in Colorado, but I have women that raised me in the Black Hills,
Yeah.
and women who have helped me move through this life, and men too. Paul Larson has been around and been really good friends with two men that were very influential in my life. I think this whole trip in some way was about honoring my past, honoring, my elders and where I came from, but realizing that the path that we're on now is our own, right? The path we're on now is completely our own. Nobody can really help us past this point because nobody's ever been here before. This is completely new, uncharted territory, and we are the most prepared individuals that we can be for the moment that we're in. It's me and you obviously working together and doing our thing, but it's also, our partner Tasha with Chevy Girl advertising and booking, completely taking, the songwriter showcase as a weekly event and going, no, this is my baby. And I'm going to make sure that we got content coming in at least, whether it goes out or not. We're creating a lot more content now than we were 6 months ago, but without her and without this team, like, we don't get here. And now in 2025, I feel like everyone on the team is finding their role and we're all understanding what that role is. And if we can just go and be efficient in those things, we can be even better with our time, right? Even more efficient with our time instead of everyone kind of running around and doing everything. Cause it's the same thing with my friend Tasha, right? Like, she does everything in that, but in us working together, she's had to do a lot less of finding clients, right? I'm like, I'll give you all the musicians you can handle, and here's my list of venues that I work with already, and boost that. And I guess that's kind of the same conversation I'm wanting to have with you now, right? Is like, how can I feed you more clients to keep you busy so that you don't have to go outside to look for work anymore, right? That you
Yeah.
can kind of stay in this smaller ecosystem in this community that we're building. So it allows us to work together more frequently instead of, once every 6 months, you
Well,
know.
that's why working together, people just, I don't know. I've met so many people that don't like to work together. They feel threatened by other people and they just, I don't know. And I hate that. I love working with other people because just meeting with you is going to meet somebody. I'm going to meet somebody else through you. You're going to meet somebody else through me. Somebody
Right.
who, today, somebody followed me today instantly after I posted that reel. And I know it's one of those musicians from who's following wherever you posted that reel at. And that's a good thing. They never knew about me
Right.
probably before. And so now they're finding out about me.
Well, and that's kind of where we both have big spheres of influence, right? And as we continue to work together and we continue to work, both of us kind of accessing the networks that we have, where you go and do an interview with Angel, who we had on, who's going to
Yeah,
air, this Friday. And he connected with 8 million people in the last few months, right? Like those are his Facebook numbers that he's doing with his
I
work.
know.
And it's
That's
like,
just
oh,
crazy.
we're about to really tap into some major networks here, right? So some
And now
big.
I've been following him just because of that day where I wasn't even going to hop on. So, by the way, if anybody watches that, I was like, I was on there for a short little bit, but now I'm following him and I'm seeing all the content that he's sharing. And I'm just like, wow, what an amazing person.
It really
So,
speaks to your heart, doesn't it?
yes, I'm just so happy that you introduced me to him. And that's just the way life should be. We introduce each other, we help each other, we lift everybody up, and I want you to succeed. I want to succeed. I know you want me to. That's why it's been nice working with you. I told you this when you were here this last weekend. I said that one thing that I like about you is I don't have to direct you to do much really. And then you just kind of do your own thing. So yeah, you're recording me. I love being recorded. So I'm like, oh, okay, this is cool. So now I have content that has me in it from you because other people, I have to tell them, I have to say, hey, here's my phone. Can you take a video of me real quick so
Right.
that I can do this? I don't want to do that. And then also the fact that if I want to record you, you're cool. You're cool with that. I don't have to say,
Yeah.
please,
This
please, can I put you in my video? You're just like, I don't even have to ask you. You're cool.
no
You're good with that.
roll
And we're
tape.
working well together. We're two completely different people, but we have some of the same interests. And I think that our videos together are going to be really good together, actually. So, like, when you come again and visit, I think we need to do another adventure. So we have
Yeah,
had the cold
totally.
plunge.
Yeah.
Now we do something new where it's
Yeah, I
like
love
something,
it.
yeah,
I love it
something
till we
where,
graduate to like go into space or something in a few years.
yep, I can
If
take you bungee jumping. I've
if
been
you're
bungee
only
jumping twice.
nice, if you're only going to get together, 2 or 3 times a year, make it epic,
Yep. And
and
then show the video and show everybody, hey, this is the fun stuff. This is the get real behind the scenes. And
we should do
yeah,
get real getaways in the future and plan whole like retreat weekends around our community. I think that's a
I
great vision
wish.
for the
Actually,
future.
I have a retreat this weekend.
Nice.
Now that I think of it, I was just going to say retreats are so hard to plan, but I forgot I'm planning one this weekend.
Well,
And
that's how you know.
it's actually for work though. So another thing that people pay me to do is they pay me to stay at their place. So for instance, at their hotel, their cabins, their Airbnbs, they pay me to stay there and I make a home video of it. So my whole stay, I take all types of videos and then I edit that and I make like a minute and a half home video of staying at their place. So I've had my children in it. I've had my friends in it. I've had my boyfriend in it, all that stuff. And now this weekend I'm doing a retreat. So it's going to be a kind of like a yoga, um, healthy everything. We've got healthy food. We're drinking tea. We got the oracle cards. We've got psychics there. We've got all kinds of stuff. It's 9 of us, and we're staying in 4 cabins. And I'm getting paid to do this while I take all this video content of us just having fun and being super awesome there. And then I make that video for their business.
I'll find you 5 more venues that will host this and we'll do it once every other month.
Really, yeah. It's people love it. These are my favorite ones to do because who wants to see, what you normally see is, let's say, a hotel. Let's just throw out a name out there, okay? And I'm going to throw out names of where I have done work for. So, First Gold, for instance, let's just say you see that normal commercial on social media that's saying, "Oh, here's a room, and then there's the bathroom, and then there's the restaurant, and the same old stuff." Well, First Gold hired me to come in and I show, hey, I'm walking in, I've got this cute outfit on. I walk in, I go gamble, and I'm the star of it as well. So I'll hand people my phone and I just say, okay, take this, do this, direct it all. and star in the whole thing, taking shots at the bar. Then I go up and jump in my hotel bed. Then I go down and eat at the buffet. And then I turn that into their commercial. People want to see that.
Yeah, that's genius. Yeah,
It
and there's
is.
no reason that us as influencers, I mean, we're influencers, right? I mean, you
Mm-hmm.
call yourself
Yes.
that. I don't necessarily
Mm-hmm.
call myself that, but I influence a lot of
Yes.
lives, right?
Of course.
Just
Well,
by
yep.
living. So I think there's a lot more of that in our future. I would love to
Yeah.
definitely pick your brain off camera about how we can continue to monetize just our reach, right? That's what I'm not good at because I don't look at myself in the same light that you do as, you know, a social media influencer and I'm this marketing gal. I'm not looking at it like that, but literally everything that I'm doing is making your business look better. You know, having
Well, that's the
having
thing.
me
Yeah.
around having me
It
around
does.
makes your business look better.
It
It
does.
provides legitimacy to what you're doing. It tells people that you work with good people, you know? So yeah, definitely something, a revenue stream that we need, that I need to access and I need you to help me access in 2025, as well as these webinars. And I think these retreats could be a great thing for us. I
Yeah.
think people want to be
Just
closer to us. And that's where the kind of immediate success we've had, and not necessarily like we have a million people watching, but the response from people, right? The 30 people that have watched you, you get a response from almost every single person who watches it going, wow, I really appreciate you guys kind of putting this out there or that. And a lot of the early episodes were our personal life, but I really feel like that water washed away a lot of things, Sarah. What I really want to focus on now is how do we help people get better? How do we continue to share the things that
yeah.
we're doing, and whether it's a cold plunge or whether it's my morning, you know, kind of prayer and sage burning routines or whatever it is,
I
these
know we
things
got
that are
Sage right here.
these
Yes. Well, the first couple episodes, I will straight out say I cried in those, and I was crying almost daily and they were happy cries, sad cries, all the cries for about a month. But I told you, if anybody listens to these episodes, the last one I said is that I had taken a medication that the doctor had given me, and it was just effing with my brain. It was fucking with my brain. And so I was very emotional. And so to talk about those things got me super emotional. So there's some crying. I haven't cried since. I haven't cried in about 2 weeks. Okay. So I think that I'm back to feeling almost like my normal self again. I started therapy again. I had, I'm doing it telepathically,
telephonically.
telephonically, whatever it is. It's on the phone.
Telepathically is how we communicate, Sarah.
Yes, I know. So it's on the phone last Friday, and then this Friday I have it again, and that helps because then I can get out whatever there. But yes, what I want to focus on is, yeah, we can throw in trauma here and there, and we can throw in mental health and whatever. But I also want to focus on my goals for the future, your goals for the future, and how we can help other people. So there are so many things that I just had a conversation with a car dealership yesterday. So a car dealership that does their own social media, that does their own reel videos, all of that stuff, and they need help and they want to make theirs better. And I said, you don't have to hire me to do those videos for you. You can hire me for your whole business to teach all of you guys how to make them better so that you guys are the ones doing them. But I'm just giving you some extra boost of, hey, this is what people want to see. This is what's going to, make it funner. Like make those videos funner. People want to see some
Would
fun stuff.
would you be interested in April 12th, April 11th, we have our Midwest Country Music Organization award show that weekend. Now, Friday we do a lot more of like teaching sessions and things like that. Is an event like that where you are just in front of a room of, you know, say 20 to 30 people and delivering this message, is that something you're interested in?
Are we talking like what's this room look like? I'm
I don't.
really
I mean,
picky
just
on
think of
rooms.
a small conference room at a hotel or something,
Do I get to
and
sit on a
just
couch?
delivering. I don't know if there. We can have a couch brought in from the lobby if you
Okay.
need a couch.
I'm very picky on being comfortable. That's the one thing is when I'm teaching and doing stuff like that, I have to, because of my own anxious tendencies, I want to feel very comfortable and I want yeah, we can talk about that. But I
Yeah.
am interested. I am definitely interested in teaching. So this is country musicians.
Well, I mean, just musicians in general. Like I said, I'm trying to figure out where our worlds really collide. Early on when we started this, I knew I liked you. We worked together this summer. You put together a big event it was
Steel Wheel
Cool Deadwood
Campground
Nights.
Trading Post.
Yep.
Oh,
And
that one?
so
Yes.
Yep. So we had done an event and I just loved your vision. I loved how your gumption to get it done. For me, that was attractive from a business side because usually I'm the one who has to plan and do everything to drag it to that point, right? So
Yeah.
to have someone that was capable of doing those things was extremely attractive to me as a working partnership, right? Someone who
Yeah.
can do it all. If we put ourselves together and we've all done it all, then we can start to find where you might like doing this a little bit better and might be a lot more efficient at doing that if I can take these other things off your plate, right? And
Yeah.
for me, I don't mind doing any of the work, right? So I kind of come into every working relationship with like, well, what is it that you do really well? Like, just go do that. Go do that, and I'll pick up these other pieces that you're going to have to sacrifice, right? Because you're putting more time over into this bucket. Let me fill these other ones with what I can do. And that's where we start to talk about efficiency and all of these things. Like, how do we amplify all of these businesses that we're in? Because I kind of look at it as you're part of our crew now, right? Like you're part of our team, and all these services that you offer now are offered through the Scene projects. And you might not write the check to me. That doesn't bother me at all. You're
Yeah.
working with our team and staying kind of in that ecosystem, right? So that's kind of the way that I've always looked at these things. And I feel we really solidified that with all the events this weekend, your relationships with the hotels that you already have, and the way that you're monetizing these relationships with them, making the videos and doing all those things. Those are huge for us. Those are huge pieces of the puzzle that help us travel cheaper, which bring that overhead down so that we can really start to get out of town, away from our comfort zone and do this. You already have the roadmap, right? Like you've already
Yeah.
built it and know what to do. Let's just make some new relationships. Let's get out to,
Yeah.
Sheridan, Wyoming. Let's get out to Sioux Falls and have you out there to do some stuff. And the whole way you're expanding your repertoire, you're expanding your client base, you're expanding this network that you've built. And that's kind of the mutual benefits of the Scene projects and whatever you want to call this thing that we're doing,
Well, let me
podcasting
tell
or network
you,
building
yeah.
or
Well, there's one more thing that I don't think I've really talked to you about that I know that this summer and this spring coming up that I'm going to be offering because I know it can really, really help musicians. Okay, so you got to see it with me. I am pretty sure, yeah, the events that we did together while you're playing music. So I hire you for a business, you come, you play music, and then I'm already there working. So I get on the microphone when you need your downtime, you take your break, and then hey, guess what? I'm getting the crowd pumped up, ready to go, and then ready for you to come back on stage. Oh, we got Bubba coming back out here again. You want to get the crowd worked up. And some bands right now do not know how to do that. I'm straight
no.
out saying, okay, and I won't ever name names because there's so many amazing musicians out there. But I go to these places and I'll go to a bar or I'll go to an event and I'm sitting there and I'm so bored because they might be good, but the minute they stop talking, they're not getting the crowd worked up. So that's why I think sometimes people aren't paying musicians anymore, these venues, because they're like, we can't afford it. So
Right.
what I want to offer is where I also am tag along with that band. So I'm the girl that gets everybody hyped up. So I'm the one that introduces that band out there. Okay.
Yeah, you're
So
an
we
MC
yeah,
or a
the
host,
MC, the host
hostess.
for
Yeah.
that band. So, and I know so many venues and so many places and all this stuff that I can get us those gigs. Yes, the money's going to go up higher, but guess what? You're going to have so
Getting a
much more fun.
lot
These
better
people are going to
product.
come and they're going to get a
Right.
show. So they're
Right.
going to get that music show,
What are
but
you
they're
doing
also
for
going to
rally?
get,
Let's lock this sucker in
well, that's the
somewhere for seven
problem.
days during rally and just one spot. We don't have to
I
move. We'll roll
already am
different
getting
acts
booked.
through.
I already have 3 days booked for rally already. And that got booked about right the last rally because I did so good during that
Awesome.
for the people. So we can talk about that, but rally is going
I
to be a
only
big
want to
one
be in
for
town
me.
for 4 days anyway.
Rally's going to be a big one for me because that
Yeah.
is going to be a money-making one for
It's
me. And
85th. Well, and that's why I'm considering it. We tack on whatever fees that you want onto what we're charging and offer this whole package. I think
yeah,
there's something there because people want a show. I mean, I
I want
expect a show when I
show.
go out, but
Yeah,
it's beyond the pyrotechnics and like it just doesn't, it means less and less as time goes on, the fancy light show, like everybody's seen it. And that's why it was almost kind of depressing being a musician because it's like, man, I could show up with a $50,000 sound and light show and all the things, and there's going to be 13 people there
yeah,
because I don't have anything to offer on top of that. And now, which I'm a little thankful for, it's kind of pushed me more into this podcasting, broadcasting area, right? But to deliver a show, that's kind of where we're going at. So the review show we're working on, we booked a nice little running tour May 29th, 30th, and 31st. We're going to take two bands out, Startz and Ends, my band being one of them, and then do songwriter showcases to open the show. So I'll do, two or three local musicians to wherever market we're in. We're hitting three different markets. We'll host local openers with me doing my show, and then Startz and Ends can play. Maybe we get one of the local openers up to jam a song with us or something. And then we have a very well established band from the Minneapolis area called the Devin Worley Band, who come out to Sturgis and play pretty regularly out at the Buffalo Chip on the main stage and things like
yeah.
that. That they can kind of be the headliner, right? So we're building all of this stuff up with community to then a big delivering on the show. So I think we're walking side by side in a lot of things that we're already doing. It's just a matter of putting the train on that track.
Well, think about, yeah, I mean, when you go to a band and you go listen to music, if there's a female in there, it ups it. It just really does. Every time I go to a band, if there's a female that comes running out and is just, even not even just singing, just happy, talking, getting the crowd pumped up, people love that. And so that's what I'm going to also be offering. Yes, it ups the money. I mean, of course it does. It's going to be more expensive, but people do have that money. That is the thing.
Right.
There are places that do have money and that can afford that. The smaller local businesses, it's harder for them. And I know because I've worked with so many of them and
Well,
it's
and
hard.
another thing that you probably don't even think about is that your relationships with these other businesses, very similar to what you did for us this weekend. Your relationship with La Quinta and Watiki, not only did it bring them in as, contributors to our silent auction with a
Yeah,
great item, but they also gave us a room to stay in for the night. Like that's
yeah.
freaking
They're the
invaluable to
best.
me. That's
Love them.
$180 out of my pocket that I didn't have to spend. That's
Yeah.
what makes the show go, right? Like
Yep.
all of those things, that's what makes it go. So I think we can be a real dynamic team when it comes into planning the next level of events, right? I can show up and play a bar gig, you know what I mean? I can play a show with a band or with six other songwriters. I can do that in my sleep, right? Like
Yeah.
I've been doing that for 20 years, but to get to that next level and taking this to say a theater, right? Or, these bigger venues. I mean, my dream's US Bank Stadium, man, 70,000 people showing up to see
Yeah.
us in our community, right? Like that's what I want. And I don't want it for myself. I want it for the whole team. I want everybody to kind of swim in that much energy, especially after, going and experiencing it again on Monday Night Football, was just like, I've said I didn't want this. I lied. I want that. I want, running out on the field as the starting, wide receiver and 70,000 people giving it to you. Yeah, I want that. Okay. And I'm not afraid to say it anymore. I think
Well,
before
and
I
I
was
like
afraid
that
because
too.
yeah, man, I think I was afraid to say it because it made me seem cocky or it made me seem
Yeah.
whatever. Well, fuck it. I
But
am a
it's
little
not going
bit
to come true
cocky,
if you don't
right?
manifest it. That's
Yeah,
the thing. You
well,
have to put it
I,
out there and say what you want to do. That's why, I mean, look at me, all these sparkles today.
yeah,
I'm sparkly, everything. I
you
was
are
sparkly the last
shimmering,
time you
baby.
saw me. And I'm like, if you want to do what you want to do, you better freaking show up and tell the world that. And that's the thing. There's days where, yeah, I don't tell the world that. And I'm like, what do I want to do? And then there's other days where, like right now, if somebody handed me a microphone and I was on a big stage and
Going
I could
off.
just perform, I would be like, oh my God, I'd have the time of my life. Do I want to stand behind a podium teaching things? Podiums scare me. I don't know why. But if
Yeah.
I can have a microphone and I can run around barefoot and I can do whatever I want, I will light up the room. I promise you.
Honey, these speaking engagements, they're paying like 10 to 20 grand a piece. You can do whatever the hell you want if somebody's
Oh,
giving you
good,
that
because
much
I'm
money.
barefoot. I'm going to be the Sabrina Carpenter of the room. I'm not going to get down and do poses, but I will be barefoot. I will run around, and I'm happy that way. If I can do that, and that's why theater, acting, I love just running around a stage and doing all of that stuff. And that's why I think I could easily be a musician as well. I have
Yeah.
sang, I have won many talent shows, all of that stuff. Like I was telling you, I don't think you know this, but and maybe someday I will get back into that. If we end up doing some work together where I'm hosting and you're the band, then maybe I'll hop in and sing with you for
No,
sure.
when? I don't know what you're doing in May, but after I got an event we're gonna work on May, what is it? I think it's the 26th, maybe this
Yep, we
year. Maybe
talked
it's the
about that.
20.
It was the
Yep. So we
weekend
got
after
that.
graduation.
And
Yep.
then that week after that is when we take off to do our little mini tour with the road show. So maybe we'll be yeah, maybe we'll be talking about taking Sarah Does on tour for 3 days and seeing what happens on stage. Because then you'll be singing, you'll be hosting, you'll be doing it all. So
Well, and content creating and
the whole
editing and
thing.
do all of that stuff. So that is the thing is I definitely can say I'm the whole package of when it comes to just delivering all of that stuff.
And
Yes.
and I think that we finally both have the confidence to say that, right? To walk in
Yeah.
and to go, no, we owned it. We owned it this weekend. We can own it anytime we go anywhere. I mean, for me, 2 weeks ago when we went to Minneapolis, that was kind of my moment where I was like, man, if I can show up to a big city in a market where I don't know anybody and we can do our thing and everybody responds to it the same way they've always responded to it everywhere else we've gone in these small towns, we got it. We got what we need. We just need to go. We just need to get out there. And I think that's what 2025 is all about. And I think what we want to encourage, all of our listeners and anyone who's following us along, if you got big dreams in 2025, baby, go chase them. Go chase them because they're going to come true for you, but they ain't going to come true if you're not chasing and you're not working every day. This is what Get Real is about. We're going to talk about how to fix yourself, how to keep yourself on track, how to go ahead and have big dreams. And then we're going to teach you the skills to go out and chase them and to hopefully provide you a network of people to go chase them with. That's kind of my dream for what we're building with Get Real, with
Yep.
the scene projects, with all of it, building communities that can go and change the fucking world.
And also go ahead and rest because that's one thing that I'm gonna be really pushing this year is my motto is that hustle hard, but I also want people to know that that hustle hard all the time will fucking kick your ass down to the ground. You have to
Quarterly.
rest. You have to do self-care. That
Yep.
the
Yep.
cold plunging that we did, that, woke me back up again. Now I'm feeling ready to take on the world. I have been, today I stayed home quietly by myself all day. Yesterday, I did the same thing. And tonight, I decided I'm
Preparing
like, I'm going to go take on the world
for
tonight
tonight. Yeah.
for New Year's Eve and do some surprise. I'm not even saying what I'm going to do, but I'm going to go do some surprise stuff around the Black Hills. You might see me, you might not. Yeah, so this will be really, really fun and cool, and I'm excited. But yes, take on the world, but also remember that
And
self-care
come to
and
our quarterly retreats. We're just kind of planning out our whole year right now, live on the podcast, last day of 2024. Um, we're gonna have all kinds of fun stuff. We're gonna build this community. We're gonna give you a space where you can come and not just meet us, but meet other people who are vibing to this same level. That's what we're building. We're building a community. It's what it's about. It's what it's always been about. It's what it's always going to be about. We're getting better together. And sometimes that means crying on each other's shoulders. And sometimes that means raising our hands together and saying, we freaking did it. And getting to celebrate after we've both been angry or sad on the last three podcasts and getting to go and just see what we're
now we're
capable of,
feeling good.
to
I
see
know.
what we're
Now I'm
capable
like,
of in the real world, to go out there to raise $2,000 that this family didn't have, and then to watch Hayley turn that around and go, hey, we bought
no.
10 of these machines that are $100 a pop, and we want to gift them to other families. Is like, she's on it too, right? We're
He's
all on this
amazing.
giveaway.
You keep spreading love. That's the thing. You give love, you spread it, spread love and kindness, and it will just keep on going and giving. And the coolest thing about her is I am not very sociable when I go to a place where I don't know people. I'll go straight. I went to the back little corner spot in the room, and she walked in the door. I didn't know who she was. She came straight over to me and she goes, "Hi, I'm Sarah. Oh my God, so nice to meet you. Thank you for sponsoring this." And then her husband came over. He was so nice. I introduced him to my boyfriend, and then I got to meet Avery. And then I just fell in love. Oh my gosh, just holding her. We danced together, and I was wearing this exact necklace and this exact bracelet with all the sparkles. And she just was staring at them and she was like, pretty, pretty. And I had this in my hand. And I was like, oh, and this too. See that one? And I had this in my hand and I was just like, I need to give this to her. I need to give it to her. And I took it off and I put it on her little hand. And then she gave it back to me and I was like, okay, I'm keeping it. She'll lose that thing in 2 seconds. So I was like, if she's not gonna just hold it, she'll lose that thing. So, but I wanted to. I had the greatest time with her, and those are what's meaningful to me. Is it's all about helping people. That's what I want to do for my life, and I that's why those live videos that I do with people, how I got started doing this, is because I just wanted to help a business out. You know, a business was having trouble getting people coming to them, or a nonprofit knowing about them, and I said, let me do a live video with you, because they don't want to get on a live video. They don't know how to do it. They're shy, whatever. So I get on, I interview and talk about their business, and they were so happy afterwards. They're bringing in customers, and then another one, and then another one, and then I did hundreds and hundreds of these, and it helps people, and it just makes me feel good. So, but then it turned into a job because then I decided I had to go full time, and so now I gotta make money on it. It can't always just be free anymore.
No, well, but you've established now a reputation, which is the hardest thing to do. And that was the hardest thing for the scene projects this year, was establishing a reputation to become an authority in your field, is something that some of my mentors talk a lot about. For me, I was very lucky. People were already coming to me in the music world as an authority. It was real easy to turn that around, and that's why we had so much early success. You know, you had to build this from the ground up. People didn't even know what an influencer was when you started, right? So the fact that you have built it to where you can be full time, and yeah, it has to make money, but the money's coming. And that's why I'm trying to find these avenues of how do you help our world? Because I think with our podcast and the other podcasts and the network that we're tapping into now, is the money's there. The advertising's there, and it might be some of your clients that are some of our supporters for what we're doing, right? When you're going out and shooting the live videos and things and commercials for them, these reels are becoming their commercials on the podcast then, right? So,
Well, this is another thing I want you to make sure to tell all your musician friends, because I have a group of musician friends that I always recommend to anybody that hires me for an event. They say, "Oh, let's have music." Okay, I call up my list of people, and I've got a good list of people. But there's a whole nother list of people that I don't even know about, that such as Rapid City. You know, the people that I met in Rapid City this weekend. Devin, that was my first time meeting him. I've heard of him before, but I got to meet him for the first time. He was great. Jessica Luby, I met her randomly in Belle Fourche at the cafe, 4th of July, and I'm sitting there eating. And I think I'm trying to remember, I was all dressed up because I was working. She was all dressed up. And I think I just looked over at her table and I'm like, you look really pretty. And I don't know. And then she's like, well, I'm performing tonight. And I said, oh, and then I followed her. She followed me. And that was the second time I've met her. But give me that list of people, tell those people to get a hold of me, because I do know a lot of people and they're looking for music.
all the time.
People want new music. People want, because sometimes you have the same old people playing all the time at every single place that's recommended around here. And I want to see some new stuff. And I want to see those people collaborate together. Collaborating together just brings it a whole nother level. And then it's worth a lot more money, just
Right.
like adding me in there. And then you got you add me, Jessica Luby, Devin, we got you, we got everybody all of a sudden. Holy shit, everybody wants to come see this
It's
show.
quite a lineup.
I know.
Quite a lineup. Well, I don't want
Yeah,
to keep you forever. You got a big night ahead of you. We're chilling with the fam tonight, doing something special with the kids. So I got to get in and cook some supper. I love you. It was so great to spend some time in
love you
person
too.
with you, meeting your kids, jamming with your boy, was an absolute joy. My
Yes.
lasting image of Friday night is going to be you holding Avery and just her playing, just her being her. And I don't know where all this is going, but I'm really happy that we're getting to do it together. We're getting to do it with this amazing team around us, this incredible group of human beings. And I hope everyone goes out and is safe tonight, New Year's Eve, and safe every night.
Yep.
No party is worth losing your life over. So please be safe out there. I know you will be. You got Uber's
Yes.
number on speed dial, I'm sure.
Yep. I got a boyfriend that really doesn't drink. And so that's really, really awesome.
Shout out to Code.
Um,
Thank you, brother.
Yep. But no, there's lots of taxis out there. I've already shared those numbers on social media because yes, it's not worth it. There are so many, even if you've got to buy that hotel room, you're stuck in Deadwood. There's no service. I've had this happen before. There's no service because there's too many people. You can't get a ride. You're tired. Freaking get that hotel room. Put that money down. It's totally worth it. Spend the money, do it. And or call somebody. Because you know what? I mean, I'd rather have somebody call me at 2 a.m. and wake me up and than drink and drive and have something really terrible happen. So,
Right. Well, we love you all. Thanks for listening. This has been Get Real. Sarah's going out on the town. I am going to hang with the kids. Y'all get home safe, and we'll see you next time on Get Real with Bubba and Sarah.
bye.
Thanks for listening. Remember to follow the Scene Projects on all your social media channels and get even more content at thesceneprojects.com. Got an ocean full of love that's made for two.